Philadelphia is an awesome beer community, is awesome beer, but maybe not some of the production value or, just cleaned up a little bit. And, now we're here in this beautiful studio in Northern Liberties, essentially like the Brooklyn of Philadelphia. And it's kind of cool to make this happen, in our city. Welcome to the BrewedAt podcast, where something's always brewing. I'm your host, Richie Tevlin. Today we're interviewing ourselves, while I'm joined by BrewedAt co-founders Evan Blum and Cole Decker.
Hello.
We're talking about BrewedAt and how you guys went from a Instagram page to one of the premier beer marketing companies in the region in a little over a year.
Yeah, man. Happy to be here.
Welcome. Welcome to all of us. It's very exciting. And this has been months in the making. We've been talking about this for over 6 months and really kind of pulling it together the last 2 to 3 months, and this is incredible. We have this beautiful new production studio in Northern Liberties and ready to get some guests in here.
Yeah, man, it's super exciting to finally get this off the ground. We just having the sign up took too long in Home Depot at 9 o'clock over the weekend, figuring out how to just mount this to these poles.
Yeah. Every single time I talk to you guys, it's like you guys just do something else crazy, make it so much better.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, we're trying to do something really different in the space. I think that's really what it comes down to, and it's really exciting. We're taking a very young approach to it, which a lot of people just don't have that vision at this point, and I think we're trying to turn a different path into what craft beer might be and can be. So
yeah, the vision or the ability. I mean, I can visualize this, and it's amazing, but I would have no idea how to do this. You guys can put tire to whatever pavement and figure it out. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Above my pay grade.
Well, I mean, we're glad we can support you as well, because we know you're a beer expert. So we're excited to have brewers come on and talk to you. And
yeah, it'll be exciting. I am in the brewing industry and I know a lot of these people, but as a brewer, I feel like sometimes I get stuck worrying about what's happening in my own brewery and what's going on in my own life, what's happening at my bar, and it'd be cool to go out, talk to the movers and the shakers of the industry, see what's actually happening in Philadelphia. Yeah,
absolutely. I feel like Philadelphia, especially, the brewery community is so close knit. Every brewery that we've been to, every brewer's like, hey, go to this. Don't come to our place. Go to somebody else's. Go to Rob or Steve or whoever. Yeah. He makes it better than I do. It's cool. It's like a big friend group.
I think in Philadelphia it feels very tight, but when you go outside of the area, sometimes maybe you don't get that. And this is the perfect opportunity to showcase the cool stuff that BrewedAt is doing. I need to kick this habit. I'm sorry. But I think it's a good way to get ourselves on the internet, give other people the opportunity to get on the internet, get their faces out there, give them a taste of, plugging into the matrix.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think a big part, in my eyes, too, it's where do you have a resource that really connects all the tissue of what's happening in the beer space? And I like to think that we're providing something of that sort where someone can learn at their pace, what they want to, and just see what's happening. And it's almost like there's so many different individual people and places that are doing their own thing, obviously, and there's nothing bridging a lot of that together. And you can pair that with everything that's happening locally, with just all the cool other beer-related things that go on, because there's so much. And I mean, for example, just the Citizens Bank Beer Festival that just happened.
Yes.
That's a big beer event. But all these different things have a place, I think in BrewedAt, where you can just see what's going on at a given time. And I think
definitely in the same platform that people are using. A lot of these people are doing individual efforts, and you help out breweries on an individual scale, but on a larger scale, you guys are giving them a platform in some place that people can go to and find out what's actually happening. In the area.
Yeah, and it's crazy how much is happening in the area. We're always reporting on things going on in Philadelphia and the surrounding areas, and sometimes it's overwhelming. And some of them are so cool. There was one on a warship in New Jersey.
Yeah, the New Jersey Battleship event.
And like what you mentioned, the Phillies event we just came back from. That was so cool. Like,
yeah, it was just the Phillies were playing an away game. Who are they playing actually? It was the Dodgers.
Mets.
The Mets.
So they were in New York.
Playing an away game, and they just showed the Phillies game at the stadium when they had like 30 plus breweries stationed across the whole stadium. You can go on the warning track. You can meet different like ex-players and everything.
Oh, you can drink beers?
And all you can drink beers.
Not $14 beers?
And yeah, literally not $14 beers.
Nice.
It's funny though. They had where they would have the like cheesesteak place and the pizza place, they would still be serving like Miller Lite if you wanted to buy pounders. I'm like, who was buying a $15 pounder when you have like every brewery or all the best breweries in Philadelphia in one place for free right now?
Yeah, I guess they got something for everybody.
Yeah, right. And like cocktails, like wine and stuff. I'm like, there's wine here for you. You can take for free. I don't know why you would waste your money on that, but it was great though. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, it was pretty surreal walking the warning track. Just looking around, knowing that energy that comes in the Philly
they're
stadium.
in the playoffs right now. I mean, by the time this podcast might come out, is that when the World Series is?
Yeah, it would be. I think it would be.
Guys,
true.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, the wild card starts when we're filming this tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Future us.
It's exciting.
Cool. So we have a lot of stuff going on with you guys. Do you guys want to start off? Just kind of introduce yourselves. Kind of say what BrewedAt is. I mean, we said it came from an Instagram page, but like, how did it actually come to be?
Yeah, I'll give the quick pitch, I guess. So I was working my prior job. I worked at Nestle in supply chain for 3.5 years and just always grew up liking craft beer. And not just specifically like the craft beer itself, but I really love the brewery experience. Mm-hmm. And that's where my love of craft beer came in. And I still wouldn't consider myself the beer expert, but it's still like everything about craft beer has brought me into this scene. And meaning like the different flight paddles that someone might have, the different way that somebody might market their brewery, the can labels, or just there's so many different elements that each place possesses that really has like its own personal flair. So what I did was I had this idea just like really looking through social media, like looking to see where I can find like everything. And it was just like it wasn't there. So I thought, I'm like, we could probably do something. I don't know. Like I have an idea of like, I just want to see what the places look like on the inside. So let's do videos. So let's just do some videos on the space. And I came to Cole and I'm like, I have this idea. I don't have any sort of production background or any sort of background in just super artistic like visualization. I just have a concept of this is something I think would look really cool, be really cool for social media. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people our age and generation like craft beer, but a lot of the beer owners are also a bit older and they're not in tune with craft beer as much. So I'm like, Cole, I think there's something here. And I went to his house and I had like a 20 slide like PowerPoint I had built. And we're best friends, by the way. So it's like
so I'm rolling my eyes the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm imagining how this is done. It's just like, what is this?
It was completely
Can we go out and drink?
Yeah, it was completely overkill. Like, there's no need for the PowerPoint, but I'm just like so hyped up on it. I'm like, dude, you got it. We like this. There's this opportunity. I'm
I imagine the Step Brothers presentation at the wedding.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point we could show you it.
Yeah.
Like, it would be funny.
Do that worldwide.
I think then it was Brew Life.
It was and then. From there, right away, Cole was like, we're in, I'm in. And then we went into some of the names. And the names are great.
Brew15, unfortunately, is taken on Instagram. We contacted him if he's listening. No. I mean, thankfully, we didn't do Brew15 because we don't want to limit ourselves to Philadelphia. Hopefully, at some point, we can be in New York. We can be in Chicago. And really expand BrewedAt so it's easier for every city to navigate the brewery industry. And
BrewedAt's wherever you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really. We're going to steal that for sure. But yeah, so Evan came to me, gave me a call. I remember I was like just walking through the city and he's like, I have this crazy idea. I'm like, all right, like, fine, I'll join. No, I was excited. You were excited.
You were excited, and I like to think like you had no idea. He had no idea what he signed up for for a while.
Yeah.
It makes it a little bit easier that you get to drink while you're doing it. So it's like,
Very
I mean,
true.
if you
It
lose,
was.
you still win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
and
absolutely
I'm more
was.
easier convinced when I'm drinking as well. I think so. That also makes it better for us, I guess.
But yeah, then we just kind of started putting some videos together, and we were getting traction on those videos. So ever since the first videos we posted, we've never had under 1,000 views on our videos.
And when was this? This was
March 2022, I think.
okay.
So
Yeah.
we're about a year and a half in since we started posting.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I had the idea in October of 2021.
When did I honestly, I remember meeting you guys, but I don't even remember. I mean, it could have been the spring, the fall, the summer. I have no idea when I met you guys.
I remember
Pretty
that was a big
early.
day for us.
Yeah, it was a huge day for us.
Yeah.
Admittedly, we were like, man, we nailed that. We went to a bar after, cheersing.
I mean, it was an awesome video.
Yeah.
That was the summer that summer, so June 2022.
Nice.
So yeah, that was awesome, and
Yeah, I know you guys had met Shane, one of the other managers where I work, and he said that you guys were doing great work. I checked you guys out, and I'm a troll on social media, so I was like, I feel like I'm kind of overly critical about what breweries are doing because I'm looking at them all the time. So I'm judging people whether they're putting out good stuff or they're putting out original content or whatnot. And there was something about you guys that it was like you guys were different. You guys, even before I met you guys, it was like the quality of stuff that you guys were putting out was awesome, and the stuff that you guys are putting out now was blows that away. It's great, but I knew that it was something different. I was like, I need to kind of talk to you guys, see what you guys are about. And then when we talked for 45 minutes just in the middle of this crowded bar, and you guys were so hungry to do stuff. I was like, I want to stay kind of in contact with you guys.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you guys blowing me away every single time I talk to you guys. You guys have more and more stuff going on, cleaner stuff, better quality things. It's awesome. I'm happy that I'm kind of part of this now. So.
So we're happy to have you part of it.
Thrilled to have you a part of this. I mean,
like I said, free beers. I'll be turned down.
when you were so eager to come to Brooklyn to visit and check out just some of the beer scene there and hang out with us for that day, that was the really that hit me a lot. Being
no, it
you're
was
super interested.
It was cool, and I think growing up, I've always been in the craft beer space my whole career, and I've always, obviously Victory has always been. So I work at Victory. Growing up, I loved Victory. Victory was always my favorite brewery.
Yeah.
But I looked up to a lot of the smaller breweries in Brooklyn. KCBC, which we went and visited.
Great one.
Evil Twin, I was obsessed with them. I applied there probably 50 times. Talked to Jean there, and it was I love going up there because I think that's kind of the standard for small breweries. Maybe not large regional, but they kind of have the space down for the small local regional breweries. I like going up there every once in a while and kind of refreshing myself. But when you guys said you were doing this in Philly, I thought it was an awesome opportunity to kind of bring that same energy and bring that same quality of work into the Philadelphia market. Because like we were saying, I think Philadelphia is an awesome beer community, is awesome beer, but maybe not some of the production value or, just cleaned up a little bit. And, now we're here in this beautiful studio in Northern Liberties, essentially the Brooklyn of Philadelphia. And
Yes, it is.
It's kind of cool to make this happen, in our city.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, how many breweries there are just nearby? You have Yards, Triple Bottom,
Mainstay.
I mean, I think you said that there's 160 breweries in the city or something like that.
Yeah, and
So,
just in this area, just
yeah.
walking up Spring Garden, you'll hit 3 or 4. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is 160 breweries in a 30-mile radius of Philly itself.
Wow.
So just the sheer amount of beer in the area, obviously people are drinking beer, people love all these breweries, and it's crazy. There is a lot of beer here too, and where I see things is there's a ton of beer, but how much beer does one person know? And if I were to go to my friend and say what breweries can you name? you can't name 160 breweries. That I can tell you. You can maybe name 5 to 10. And where I see is opportunity, that means there's 150 places that don't have their name to people that are drinking beer.
Yeah, like you said, each one has its own special, unique characteristics. So, they might be able to name them, but, truthfully, I haven't been down to Dock Street and their South Street location. But I know, they're like kind of an iconic Philadelphia brewery. I haven't been to their space. But, seeing it on Instagram, maybe that will then drive me down there to actually go check it out. Now that I see it, I'm like, I'm excited to go check it out.
Yeah, and I think a whole other part of it is it is just a place to have fun in some cases. You know what I mean? It's for beer drinkers, but it's also for friends of beer drinkers that just want to have a great time. There's live music, there's games, there's like cornhole.
It definitely has a more community feel.
Absolutely.
Than a normal bar. And I don't know if that's just kind of the culture that it's brought, or kind of the laws that are in place. People feel more connected, so they kind of respect the beer a little bit more instead of just, slamming Miller Lights in the garage or something. But I don't know. It's just kind of each one feels like the best bar you want to go to. It's like the perfect level of energy you want to see.
Absolutely. I always call it like the new town square.
For sure.
That's where people meet up. That's where your neighbors meet up.
For sure.
And it's made locally, so all of it is all local.
For sure.
Talking to the brewer about the Eagles Phillies game. It's super cool.
Definitely. Do we want to get into some of these beers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's
beers in the area. What do we want to drink first? I guess we got 3. We can split these up.
I want to try this one.
I'll try the Expedition.
Brown ale.
So Visit BucksCounty sent us these beers. So thank you, Visit BucksCounty. But it's a large collaboration between like all the Bucks County breweries. There's like 26 breweries that came together to make this at Warwick Farm. It's really exciting. Cool venture they did.
Put cheers in?
No, already drank.
All good.
Yeah, I love Warwick Farms. I had a chance to get up there a couple months ago for some beer fest they did. It's an awesome little farm brewery they got up there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I know a lot of people, when we did that video over there, a lot of people showed up. Like my sister brought her boyfriend from D.C. all the way up there.
I mean,
so
if you go there, it's
cool.
just like, I need to take a picture of this. It's
yes.
like the whole place is like
absolutely
done so perfectly.
Yeah, and they do like a whole like Woodstock thing. What's it? I forget the name of it. But they do a whole like music festival there because they had all of that space.
They have so much energy. The owners are awesome. I know Ryan. I forget the other owner's name, but they got great personalities. So they're very involved in the beer scene. They've just opened up a couple of years ago. So definitely cool to see them grow and be successful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good beer too.
Yeah, it's kind of has like fruit, like.
Fruity forward,
it, yeah.
Little bite, little hop in there.
It's really good, actually.
Yeah, it is really good. I would hope so. I mean, they put a
26 breweries come together, and it's just like the worst beer I've ever had.
Yeah, sometimes it turns into that like too many things. It's just like kind of brown mush, but
yeah.
I mean, all these are great brewers. I imagine they're all kind of thinking the same thing on this.
Yeah, Bitch and Kitten is definitely one we got to get over to. I always tell Evan at the events when I was at Oktoberfest at the Philadelphia Zoo, and I got the name right there. And then when I went to the Phillies All-Star Beer, Wine, and Cocktail, Bitch and Kitten had a really long line. And I was talking to them, like, you guys, it's like around the stadium.
I need to check them out. This is one of those people that you guys just being honest is going to force me to get out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice, yeah. Richie, when you drink a beer from like a brewer's perspective, what do you look for? Like, what are the first things that come to your mind?
I guess when I am drinking, so this is a brown ale. I don't typically drink brown ales, but, I like beer. So in an environment like this, I like it. I guess I can sit there and enjoy it and think about it. If I'm in a bar, I'm probably not ordering a brown ale. But I like to see, balance. So whatever it is, if it fits in the style guidelines and it's nice and balanced, nice and drinkable, that's what I'm going for.
What's your favorite beer?
My favorite beer?
A favorite type of beer?
Lagers, Pilsners. I mean, lagers and Pilsners are so popular right now. I think it's cool to see. I mean, that's what was ordering at breweries and bars when I was like 5 years ago, and now everybody's putting out awesome lagers. So
What is like the would you say is the showcase beer for a brewer? Like if you as a brewer you go into a brewery, like what are you trying that you can kind of feel out?
The standard answer is lager, because lagers are a little bit harder to brew and so you can't hide behind hops. But like we're saying, every brewery is different. You might walk into a brewery, if you go to Fermentary Forum, you're not getting the Pilsner and seeing how it is to determine how good the brewery is. You want to get a barrel-aged Saison or some like fruit-forward, barrel fermented beer. I want to lean into like the strengths of the brewery. KCBC.
Yeah.
They make awesome Pilsners, but I'm probably getting a hazy IPA or fruited sour or something like that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Drecker, I'm getting some crazy fruited sour. I don't like crazy fruited sours, but that's what I'm getting when I go there. So I want to see what the brewery tells me to drink. That's what I'm getting.
Cool.
Which I am, as a brewer, I know people love flights, but I wish people could go in and just ask the bartenders, what I should get, and just trust them. They are there every day. They are experts on the beer that's at that brewery. You should be able to, go in there and trust them that they're gonna, send you in the right direction, give you a beer that you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hear that, and this is where I'll my 2 cents.
I know you.
I'm a flight guy, and I'm gonna be a flight guy, and in a way, I do think it's partly like the youth and like just the younger generation. Like they like trying a lot of different things. I know I like trying a lot of different things.
It's the Tik Tok of beers.
True. Quick hit, yeah.
But I could see it definitely being it is the Tik Tok of beers. That's a good comparison.
Well, I'm going to be embarrassed every time I order a flight.
Do you actually?
No. I'm saying now I'm going to be. We're going to flight? They're like, oh, yeah, the Tik Tok of beer. Sure, kid. We'll get you a flight.
Don't be embarrassed. It's like, just if you're going to a brewery and like you want to check out everything they have, it's a great opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like one of those things that I like to just go there and order like one full-size, perfectly poured beer of whatever they want me to drink.
Yeah.
No, and that makes complete sense. And I think, and I do like that from like, it comes down to the brewery. Like, is that, like, as a brewery, where do you see like the best way to drink a beer? If it's not a flight, then they don't serve flights, and there's plenty that don't too.
Yeah. When we went up to Evil Twin, when we were up in Brooklyn, they had like, I think I actually got a flight because they had like some carrot beer.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was like, all right, I want to try this. I don't know if I'm drinking a full glass of a carrot beer, but I definitely want to try it. I got a flight then, but
Richie got a flight. There, you heard it first.
Yeah, outed.
They broke me.
That was an interesting beer. That tasted a lot like there was a ton of carrot juice.
Very orange, I remember.
It was very orange.
It was actually carrot juice.
And I feel like also all of the different beer glasses, all different beers are supposed to be served in different glasses. How much do you think that matters?
I think it definitely matters. I think people drink with their eyes first.
True.
It's one of the reasons why can art is so important. It puts people in a mood before they taste it.
So true.
And the same thing with the glass. If you're getting the full experience, like you're already paying premium for this craft beer. You're already, diving into like whatever the culture of that brewery is.
Yep.
You might as well drink the beer how it's supposed to be drank in the beer glass or whatever you're drinking out of.
Yeah.
Stein, whatever it have. You want to take the full experience.
Yeah.
So I know kind of glassware has kind of made a resurgence in like the last couple of years. I know Human Robot's like huge on different glassware.
Yep.
I know us at Victory have a couple of different types of glassware. It's not just your normal just Nonic pint that a lot of people were doing 5-10 years ago. People are kind of embracing this unique another way to present their product to the customers.
Yes, I feel like when we were in Wilmington Brew Works.
Yeah.
They had a lot of different glasses. I thought I like shooting all the photos of all the beers. It was a treat. I think
it's also cool. I mean, this is like kind of a craft hobby thing. Like, not to compare it to like Pokemon, but like you want to go to a brewery, you want to drink the beer, you want to show it off. So Untapped, that's why Untapped is huge. That's why Instagram for beer is huge because you take pictures of it and you share it with people. So just the different glassware, it's just a different way to kind of express what that beer is going to taste like or what you're drinking, and it just looks better.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really well said. I completely agree.
You said Pokemon, and you were on board.
Yeah, you said Pokemon. I'm like, whatever this guy says next, yeah, I feel it. I'm a big Pokemon fan. If Richie, you don't know that.
I was too.
I was. He says.
Yeah.
Jigglypuff's a good one.
Yeah.
Game Boy.
Game Boy, the Pokemon.
What?
Game Boy, the Pokemon.
Oh, Game Boy, the Pokemon. That was my favorite Pokemon.
Cool. So what? So you guys, had this Instagram page. You guys had this idea. How did it go from, or like, how long did it take to go from you guys just going to breweries, taking pictures, to then you guys either promoting other breweries, promoting events, where like you guys are a full-on company at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Like, at what point did that actually become like just you guys are going around getting drunk on the weekends? It's actually, this is your full-time job.
Here's the secret: it's never changed from being drunk on the weekends all the time.
All right, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think so. In my eyes, very, very me. I've always looked to this as a company, and like since day one. So like even though we were like going to all these places, I was like still what we were putting out there. I was like, I want this to be the best. Like I always had that aspiration to showcase this, and in a lot of ways, this is all following a vision still to where I saw a potential opportunity like, to showcase craft beer in a really fun way. So I was always naturally pushing the boundaries with any brewery we went to see like what their appetite would be for certain things, and always trying to have conversations with them and just like learn some of their needs, but also like just showcase like there's so much on social media that you guys can be doing too that can really like help you out in a way.
And such a hunger for it, such a hunger for that content. I think that's what we found pretty quickly.
I mean, from the start. Even before we started filming here today, one of you guys said like, "This feels professional. This is professional. Like, this is the first episode. And, like, granted, we do have a lot of stuff lined up. We already have guests and everything lined up for the next couple months. But this is professional. Like,
yeah."
And from the start, I noticed what you guys were doing was, I don't even know if you guys were making money at that point. I think
no.
So it was like from the jump, you guys were doing something different.
Definitely, and kudos to Ev. I mean, you've had that very business approach very early on, where sometimes we're shooting 3 breweries a day, and we don't even like be wanting to get drunk. We want to make the best content we possibly can. We want to support the breweries as much as we can. And sometimes the beer really does become secondary to our like interest in wanting to make the best content for the brewery possible. Yeah, I think that's really what it comes down to.
I think being in the brewing industry for now 9 years, and really knowing I wanted to get into it a couple years before that, I tell my friends I'm a professional drinker, but it's like it's not that I can drink more than other people. It's that I've gotten very good at like involving alcohol in my professional life, because I'm always going to be around alcohol, because I'm a brewer and people want to talk to me, I'm going to have to drink with people. Yeah. It's about not just finding moderation, but it's like finding the right times that you have to drink versus, you're just being a patron at that point. Yep. And, you guys are obviously able to do that, already. Shows your maturity. It took me a little bit, but, yeah, I think just kind of taking that approach, I'm drinking, but this still is my job.
Yeah, and Definitely. I think even a little different, but like I think a lot of ways that support it is we didn't come from craft beer backgrounds, or we didn't have any experience in brewing. We just really enjoyed the space and wanted to show it the way that I thought was possible, and I think Cole saw that way too. And like, as bringing it full circle, beer itself wasn't the main driver for me to go to breweries. Yeah. But it was that experience. So trying to showcase that experience of the beer scene was and was my main focus. And which is why not always going to breweries. It's not for me to get trash all the time, where I definitely want to, and in certain cases, you definitely do. But it's to try a bunch of things and to like have fun in the whole space and get in like that experience.
Definitely.
Yeah, I second everything that you said. For me as well, like at first I was like, I just want to create like beautiful photos and videos for these breweries. But once we really like dug deep into the industry, it's all like tied into the fabric of Philly and the cities they're a part of, the neighborhoods they're a part of, like I was saying before. So it is helping local businesses.
Yeah.
And that's really the end goal for us as well.
100%.
Is to keep people coming through the door and help small business.
These places that you're helping out are down the street from you.
Yeah.
So you're seeing them grow, your neighborhood grow. It's kind of rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you say that really well. And like my background being in big business, it's like one of the first things when I left Nestle, it's like I've gotten such a more of appreciation for local business, and it's like that I can put energy to, and it's like I feel really good about it.
I completely agree. I mean, even this. I mean, think about all of these breweries in BucksCounty coming together to make a beer together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. I think that speaks volumes of the industry.
Really
People
does.
aren't just like shrugging their shoulders or like crossing their arms and oh no, like we do it the best and we're not going to work with anybody else. Everyone's trying to lift each other up as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And people, why craft beer has survived this long, 'cause people are able to appreciate and like recognize that everyone's kind of putting in, their unique spin on it. It's not just, you're copying the guy down the street. Everyone's trying to do it their own way, do it the right way. And, I think the customers appreciate that.
Yeah, it's almost like a translation also of some of the brewers' personalities. We've been to breweries where it's all hip hop themed, the spray paint on the walls.
Mystic Ways.
Oh yeah,
I want to meet the owner of that place.
He's a really nice guy there.
Yeah, I want to go to like Burning Man with him or something.
So do I, definitely. If he's listening, take us to Burning Man, please. Not when it's flooded out. It was crazy this year, but I mean, his dedication to his concept is insane. And that whole family. When we walked in, we met his wife, we met his mom. I mean, they were so happy to have us there, so excited.
Happy. It was the greeting they gave us. They were thrilled, and it was awesome. We loved talking to them.
Yeah, they're really great people. And like I was saying, just that dedication to their concept. They're building these giant mushrooms. They painted the whole walls like the Northern Lights.
Yep. The LED bar top.
Oh my god,
that
so
changed
cool.
colors. They
It's like
the remote. They gave us the remote. They're like, here, change the colors on the bar to whatever you want best for photos.
Yeah,
it's like okay.
Super kind people, and it's those experiences that are insanely motivating in this industry for people that get to bounce around a bunch of different breweries. Like we left that place really motivated. Wow, it's such a cool industry. You
guys had a ton of great content also.
True, yeah,
That is true.
Very, very true. So good in both ways. Good beer, great content, and really nice people.
Good for you. I mean, you guys come in, and I think you guys are in a unique space where like a lot of these small breweries, they have these unique concepts, and they're so focused on what they're doing, they might kind of lose touch with the the whole goal of selling beer to people, and they might not understand the social media space. They might not understand video production, taking photos, where you guys can kind of come in and kind of be that intermediary between, customers and these people that have these awesome spaces, awesome beer.
Yeah.
Totally.
It makes the job, honestly, very easy, I have to say. Because you think, what could a brewery look like when you shoot it like the 30th time? And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of different breweries out there with a lot of different decor, a lot of different kind of beers being served in all different kinds of glasses, awesome logos, awesome merchandise. It's been pretty easy to capture that beautifully, and that's due to these brewers with their
dedication.
Yeah, their dedication. Yeah, I remember when you took us to a brewery in Fishtown when we were doing a test day. Which brewery was that?
Meeting House.
Meeting House. My God, it's like they had the custom tiles. It's like there's so many parts of that.
Yeah, I want to have that guy on.
Yeah.
So he was the creative director, I forget his name, creative director at McKellar, in one of the most iconic international craft breweries. And I don't know if he's from Philly. I don't know. McKellar's a Denmark brewery.
Yep.
Like the fact that he's now in Fishtown is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And I think they're contract brewing out of Tonewood in Jersey. It's making awesome beer. If you haven't been to Tonewood, another great, awesome brewery.
Yep.
But yeah, so they're contract brewing out there, and like they've created this like awesome space with this awesome beer, and kind of everything works together there. And they just opened up, a couple months ago, and they're already doing great.
Yeah.
Especially also moving into a space that was Memphis Tap Room. Has a lot of history as not just a great beer bar, but like one of the foundations of craft beer in Philadelphia. And they were able to kind of move into that space where like not only are they a cool brewery, but they're able to kind of keep that history alive, as the Philadelphia, beer history kind of keeps moving forward.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I think I've really noticed that change too. I mean, on the ground level, going to a friend's house that doesn't go to breweries ever, has always got craft beer in his fridge.
Yeah.
It's just already become a new like part of our society of just now only picking up, maybe not only, but most of the time, what I see in people's fridges are craft beers, and they're not as tapped into the craft beer space as we are.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot too.
For sure. And like America has, I guess whiskey and rye, but, as far as American alcohol culture goes, we are known for macro lagers. And, while craft beer is all over the world, it's almost like craft beer has really blossomed in America.
Definitely.
These new breweries, exploring new styles, kind of brewing everything, where it's not like, we're brewing one specific style like some of these traditional like European breweries, but like it's almost become the American culture that, these local breweries are brewing all these new cool things all the time. Mm-hmm. And the fact that people are embracing it means that it's, going to stick around.
Definitely. We have a friend that lives in Spain, and he came down, or he came over to, he grew up in Philly, went to Spain, recently came back, and he's like, what's the national beer of America? What is it?
What's
like
the national
Bud
beer
Light?
of Spain? I can't name one beer from Spain, to be honest.
So he's like, what is it, like Bud Light or something? And I'm like, it's not. I think if you go to a bar,
it's Modelo now.
Yeah, it is Modelo now.
Yeah.
But if you go to a bar and you look at their tap list, you're gonna see so many local breweries. So it's really depends on where you're at in the country.
Yeah.
Is what your beer is gonna be. Obviously, you can say your Buds and your Millers, and they do exist. But when I think about American beer, I definitely think of how creative the brewing, how many different creative beers there are, and what you see on a Philly tap list.
Yeah, it's
like
almost not having a culture is the culture.
Exactly.
It's just kind of everyone has total creative freedom to do whatever they want, and all the customers, everyone in America has kind of accepted the fact that like we like this variety. We want to see everything.
Yes. I remember when I was a kid, my dad would always get a big beer list, and I would order like a Coke or something, and there's like 3 options: Sprite, Coke, and like root beer or something.
Yeah.
I was so jealous of him. I'm like, I can't wait till I'm 21 when I can flip through a whole beer book, and like it's so cool how many different varieties there are.
And I'm gonna bring it right back to flights. But before I got into craft beer, I would go to like these. I went to Triumph Brewing with my girlfriend's sister and husband, and I wasn't able to drink, and they were just getting flights and flights and flights, and I'm like, this is not fair. Like they're getting to try all these cool things, and like I'm just sitting here watching, and like that just intrigued the hell out of me.
Yeah,
in so many different ways.
I think when I go out and drink, like 50-50. I'm either go out and I get brotherly love or summer love, company man, but I just like to I have like different breweries that I like, and I like to pick new beers that they're brewing.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not drinking beer specific. I'm picking like specific breweries.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see kind of you go a lot of bars kind of in the city in Fishtown. They'll have their main breweries that they have all the time, but it's new beer all the time from those breweries.
Yeah.
So it's cool to kind of go in and like you're almost getting that brewery experience at a bar where you're getting these new cool beers each time you go in.
Totally. The way I usually pick is I like to pick because I know all these different names of breweries, but I've never tried half of them. Or like I haven't tried a quarter of them. There's just so many. So anytime I see a new like a beer from a brewery I haven't had before, I'm like, that's what I want to try. So just recently, like I had a handful of different beers. I think Tired Hands I tried for the first time the other day, and I forget the other one, Soul and Sun maybe, out in like Chester County.
Shout out Chris Preston. But you can also do the math game. You go there, they got a giant beer list. You look at what size pour it is. much money it costs. The ABV, you see what you're
Yeah.
getting your money's worth for. I mean, I think I like going to those places and getting, because a lot of times when you go to the huge beer list, I try to get like the Brett Saisons or like some crazy thing that you're not gonna get, some barrel aged something.
Yeah.
But yeah, those sometimes they're like 4-ounce pours that comes out, and you're like, I thought I was going to actually get beer, not a flight, one singular beer glass flight. But
Well, if you're looking for cost effective, then you have to get anything by Victory.
Yeah.
yeah,
The Sour Monkey,
Sour
the Golden
Monkey,
Monkeys.
Golden
hey, yeah, you
That
got
was
to.
that was our college personally.
Yeah.
You get
So you guys went to Temple.
yeah.
Yeah.
What are people at Temple drinking? Because I went to Penn State, and every single person drank Natty Light. Obviously, that's the college
classic.
beer. But then my junior and senior year, it switched over. Some people were drinking a little bit of Hams. I don't know if Hams
Sure.
like came in and just like kind of gave some big deal to whatever the beer distributor was there or something.
Yeah.
But it's mostly just only Natty Light and Hams. What were people at Temple drinking?
Natty's a big one for sure.
You guys are in the city, so I feel like it is a little bit different. You guys kind of have access to some different options.
Yeah. So Natty, and I remember Natter Days came out. It's like a lemonade. Remember that?
Natty Ice too.
Natty Ice, Natty Daddies, dear God. But then Genesee was my drink. So I'm going to have to defend myself a little bit because Evan's not a Genesee fan.
Were you the weird guy at the party with Genesee?
I was the weird guy at the bar or at the party with Genesee. I made the mistake. So we were doing a beer Olympics, and one of our roommates was from Long Island. He had a few friends over who we know them pretty well. We didn't know them super well, but they come over, and I picked Genesee as our beer Olympics drink. And I don't know if you guys can.
How strong is it?
It's not that strong, but it's a cream ale, so it's pretty thick.
Oh, creamy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, he was not happy about that at all. I think he puked, and I was fine. I was loving it because I love Genesee. But
Yeah, rookie mistake. You go for like the 4% low, super
lightest,
low cal, lightest water beer there is.
I did mine with Oktoberfest.
did you really?
No, I did not.
It's like
No, but
stout.
mine was I love Michelob Ultra. That was like my go-to for a while. And then I think like it really got into like junior senior year. Oh, you know what was good too? The Bud Light Limes. Big fan of Bud Light
BLO.
Limes. Yeah, those were.
I'm a
good.
big fan
Remember
too.
BLOs? Bud
Yeah.
Light Orange?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
We
I didn't
brought
like
him in.
them. I did
Yeah,
not
I
like
don't
them.
like him that much either.
Yeah.
Are you a diehard Bud Light Orange person?
I like Bud Light Lime. I brewed it was a beer that you could say was like a Bud Light Lime clone last year. That was pretty good.
Nice.
Cool.
And I did an orange one. I definitely like the lime one better. But I remember when BLOs came out, it was like they were like the hottest new thing in college. I'm a little bit
Yeah.
older than you guys, and like so I was like I think junior or senior year when they came out, and like people were like fighting each other to get them at the beer store.
Ev, first craft beer you brought to Temple. What was it?
Well, craft beer. We can go through my evolution of beer. Like Kona Big Wave was like the first beer that like wasn't super traditional college beer.
Mm-hmm.
But like then first craft beer was probably Golden Monkey. It was either Golden Monkey or probably Yard's Philly Pale.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were my favorites. And like senior year at that point, like
So we
that was
turned
the
21.
only thing I
We're
was
like, there's a
buying.
whole other
Yeah.
world to this. And I
was
think that's
fun.
when Golden Monkeys got introduced.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah. And the sour monkeys are dangerous though, because they're delicious.
Because they're so good.
They're so good, and they're high percentage. So, I mean, you have three, and you're pretty much good for the night at that
Yeah, I don't
point.
think dangerous is the right word. I think they're just right.
True. Dangerous.
answer.
Yeah, maybe not, but dangerously delicious, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I think the first two craft beers I got into were Summer Love and Sour Monkey. That's kind of like where I fell in love with Victory. But yeah,
Yeah.
those are the first two beers, craft brewers. Them and Evil Twin. My brother was living up in New York, and I was just
Yeah.
like, he was into Evil Twin. That was, I think, before, I think Other Half opened up in maybe 2015. So I was getting into craft beer like 2013, 2014. So like they were almost so small, they weren't even on the radar.
Yep.
But yeah, it was Victory and Evil Twin were my two favorites.
Yeah, I think Yards was, or not Yards, Victory was definitely the first I think I had. Good gateway. I
Yeah.
guess to say.
Victory beer was the first time I got drunk. Like that was in high school at that point. But Certainly first craft beer, but
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess is that time? Do you guys want to wrap it up?
yeah, I think let's close it up.
So we have Carbon Copy on next. Excited.
Yeah. We have a really, really awesome lineup. I'm super,
Yeah, I don't
super
want to say
excited.
anything beyond the next one, but yeah, we have some awesome guests coming up. You know, breweries. I guess we haven't even explained what this podcast is. You know, we're gonna have breweries, restaurants, beer shops, kind of just influencers, kind of anyone that's in the scene in Philly. Kind of get their opinion, see the movers and the shakers of the industry, see what's happening.
Bring in some of their favorite beers to try. Richie will critique them on site.
For sure, yes.
So ready for your
Very
beer to be
strict.
destroyed. Get ready now. Yeah, we're excited. Definitely want to just keep showing people, I guess, behind the curtain of the brewery industry.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. We get to talk to people, and then we get to give other people a platform. And, you know, we get to come here on here and talk to everybody every week.
Yep.
But, you know, to give other people the chance to do that might not have it every day, all the time. You know, they get to talk about themselves in, like, a very candid, open manner.
Yep.
You know, they get to get some great candid shots themselves from you guys.
That's right.
And everybody wins.
Absolutely.
Cool. You guys have anything to plug? Like, where can we find BrewedAt at?
Yeah, find us on Instagram right now. It is just at BrewedAt. We have coming out the BrewedAt podcast on Instagram. Yeah.
We got TikTok. We got a little bit of YouTube Reels as well.
We do. You're right.
But I feel like our main platform
Yeah,
is
we can find us
Instagram.
on what? On YouTube, all the major podcast platforms.
Any major podcast platform, you'll be able to find the podcast.
Yep.
And social media, you'll be able to find it on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
And that's what you guys do best: marketing, selling, plugging, producing.
Yeah, if you don't know what to do this weekend, look at our Instagram and we'll give you something to do. I'm sure.
That's for sure.
There's a lot going on.
For sure.